As is customary, we'll do a recap of what happened last time. The party came to the climax of the El Terrell saga, I guess. You found out what Torm wanted you to see to find out what Lulu has in store for you. It was in her mind. The two big things that came out of it. First one was you need to find Zariel's sword. What to do with the sword? I don't think anyone has mentioned what it is for. I'm sure you could come to your own conclusions for it. The second part was to find a couple of Kenku who would be able to help Lulu jog her memory as to where this sword could be. Lulu remembered being at a place called Fort Knucklebones, which is where these Kenku had met her, and she spent some time there with them. Before you guys had set off to Fort Knucklebones, Rhea unfortunately left the party, wanting to stay to help the Elturellians in Elturel. The party jumped off Elturel, not before casting.
Correction, I was pushed.
Oh yeah, you were pushed. Ergoth was pushed, everyone else jumped with a Featherfall spell active, allowing them to safely land on the red sands of AVERNUS. Not too long of a walk later, they arrived at Fort Knucklebones and were very quick to try to find where these Kenku could be. In a tinkerer's shop, you met a night hag by the name of Maggie and her, I guess, constructed son is I don't know what you call it, but her son made of demon parts. She told you that these Kenku that you're after are currently at the Wandering Emporium gathering supplies. And she mentioned she would be able to help with Lulu's memories if you were to first help get replacement parts for her dream machine. And she gave you a long list of parts for that. There's 4 of them. She gave you a few ideas of where you can look. Just a quick overview of that is a forge master who would have one. We could find a tinkerer by the name of Uldrak. They're both in the southwest of AVERNUS, so we could go to either one. You also need a Heartstone, who Maggie says would be in the possession of a night hag by the name of Red Ruth. And Red Ruth is quite often seen at the Wandering Emporium. You also need a Nirvanan Cogbox, which is of Modron technology, and there was a Modron ship that was destroyed to the south, and you could also go check that out. And then you need Phlegethosian sand, which she does not know where you can get that, so you need to ask around for that or find some other source for it. Takari found out that the Wandering Emporium is not too far away, but first you need to cross the river Styx. There's a dock nearby that you could possibly find a boat there. But of course, those would be surrounded by devils and demons, so you have to be careful on your way across. As you are leaving, in the distance, you see a large infernal machine heading in your direction.
It's Turbo John Deere.
Does anyone have any questions up to this point?
Yeah, Duro, this is kind of a sidebar question, but what was the name of the elf that Takari spoke to at the well?
Her name was Elildes. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yep, she was an elf druid who was trying to search for more sources of water.
Okay. Yeah, for the springs.
Yeah, that were native once to Avernus.
Right. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and read off the last bit that I said before we stopped last week. Unless there's any more questions about what you are doing.
I always question what I'm doing, but go ahead.
After a short time from leaving Fort Knucklebones, a plume of red dust billows in the distance, created by a large infernal war machine barreling in your direction. Its crew consists of a boar-headed and rat-headed humanoids, all wearing goggles. A boar-headed humanoid stands with one foot on the control panel as he stares you down. The infernal war machine comes to a stop some 100 feet away. The machine is of gigantic proportions with a burning red furnace engine. Large spikes and blades protrude across its entire surface. It's equipped with 2 ballistas and a large wrecking ball. The boar-headed humanoid removes his goggles. Well, look what we have here. A group of wanderers have lost their way. This is Raga-Draga territory, and you best not forget it. Be on your way now before something happens to you.
Takari's gonna speak up and say, what do you mean this is your territory?
I see you're new here. The warlords don't like to step on each other's toes, so we divide the territories up. No one comes to Raga-Draga territory. They know to fear us.
Takari's gonna raise a brow and say back to the four-headed humanoid, we're travelers. That's all we're doing, is traveling. We'll mind our way.
Does anyone else want to say anything to him?
I just want to ask if we're offending him by being here.
Is he alone?
No, he is accompanied by another boar-headed humanoid and two rat-headed humanoids. Here he is. That's what he looks like for you.
Ooh,
Spicy.
what a cute boy.
Pigum.
Hey, he's pretty cool.
I like all of his little accoutrements. Very fancy for a pig man. Go ahead and answer Wolf's question first, and then I do want to ask him questions, yes?
We need to defend our territory lest the warlords think we're weak.
Does that mean you have to defend your territory from us? We mean no harm.
The others, they employ mercenaries. It is unwise for us to think that mere travelers are only travelers.
Nergal is going to look to Belgara and see what she has to say.
Belgara's gonna step forward to the front of the group and look up to him, and she kind of gives him like a little like short curtsy and says, well, we have no interest in territory or land here. We're actually looking for something. And we need to cross the River of Styx. Now, we'll get out of your territory as quickly as possible, but do you mind perhaps helping us with who may be able to give us a ride across the river?
Why should I help you?
Well, I'm sure we could work out some sort of deal. Perhaps we have something you want. Bargaining with a pig man. This is where I'm at in life. Hey, goblets.
There will be a time will come when I'll call upon you.
Belgar is going to ask him, well, I would like to know what I would be potentially agreeing to, at least.
You see, Bitterbreath and I are in sort of a conundrum at the moment. There are other warlords trying to steal our territory. I will need to call upon you to help us.
I see. She's gonna turn to the party and look at everyone and say, I think this may be a good opportunity for us to find safe passage across the river, though it could potentially burden us in the future. Are we interested?
Takari kind of hems and haws over the idea and says, well, I would much prefer to lend a hand if we can get across the river Styx safely enough.
Ruin doesn't think these guys will be a burden at any point. A ride would be nice.
Nigel shrugs.
Ergoff is like palming his eye and pinching his nose and is like, I don't want to be thrown in the middle of two groups quarrels, but if it's the only way to get across, then we'll see what we can do.
I do like the idea of safe passage over the River of Styx. We have been warned of its dangers. I think this little deal might be in our best interest. And she turns back to the war pig. And nods to him and says, you have yourself a deal.
Wait, but who are we dealing with? Can you, he's gonna ask the, Warhog, get it? Well, who his adversaries are that he wants help with.
You're asking him who his adversaries are?
Yeah, and like what they are, how strong they are, what are we dealing with, that kind of information.
We got into a war with Prince Kovic and the 8th Regiment. They are not too far from our territory. Princeps is a chain devil. He commands a small army.
Ergoth kind of lets out a little bit of a sigh of relief, because he doesn't mind destroying a chain devil on behalf of a warpig that's pretty badass. And just like nods.
Very well then. You guarantee us safe passage over the river Styx, and when you call upon us, we will show.
Unfortunately, I myself can't guarantee you passage. But there is a devil by the name of Basilstein at the Stygian dock. He's been more than gracious to repair our infernal war machines. I'm sure he could help you get across. Just bring up the name Ragadraga.
Ragadraga.
It's a great name.
She's gonna give him another short curtsy and express her thanks, and then turn to the party and say, well, we ought to be off then. We don't have much time.
Takari nods, and whenever Belgara starts walking, she'll be right behind her.
Likewise.
Lesser of two evils, I guess.
As soon as they're out of earshot of those guys, though, Ruin's gonna mumble to the group. When they ask for help, I think we should just tell them we can't personally help them, but we know somebody that can.
Belgara grins at this and says, "What a lovely idea."
Takari's gonna kind of
Just shakes his head and keeps walking.
Takari's gonna roll her eyes at this.
Well, I don't want two sides going after us. I'd rather pick one.
Let's just kill them both.
Yeah.
We should get our own war machine.
We'll cross that bridge, I guess.
Let's burn the bridge.
Jesus.
After we cross it.
Takari is gonna go ahead and give Ruin a flower just to kind of occupy him.
Apparently, Ruin's in a mood. Who knew?
Like, I freaking guess. Just work on your flower ball.
Jams in his pocket.
To the dock, then, huh?
To the dock. Belgara starts heading off in the direction.
Duro, is Tiny still with us?
Little one, yes, he is still with you.
Yeah, Nigel's nicknamed him Tiny, and Nigel's got a right on his shoulder. If he's willing. He gives him puppy dog eyes.
Please make him roll for that so we can all watch him fail miserably and then laugh at him when little one just punts him across the sand.
100%.
I was going to suggest that Nigel.
Okay, I'm going to roll for persuasion.
I was going to suggest Nigel try it on Ruin. See how that works out. Damn it.
Fucking rogues.
I'm very persuasive.
Unfortunately, yes.
It is a long walk, I suppose. You could ride on my shoulders for a bit.
Nigel says, "Yay!" and gives him like a pat on his head when he's up there.
Don't patronize the man.
Okay, I'm going to transition screens real quick.
God, I'm just in love with that map.
You are here. And fortunately, nothing happens on the way to the Stygian dock.
What luck.
And the gods smile upon us.
And I've made a token here representing the Wandering Emporium.
Nice.
But before we get to the Stygian docks, there's something I want to begin. There are 5 different jobs that I want each of you to pick from. There's 5 jobs. Okay, so there's the Forager, the Navigator, the Sentinel, the Tracker, and the Trailblazer. Each of you will pick a job, and that will be your job. So I'm not having to have each of you roll to forage. I'll just have 1 or 2 of you. Not everyone needs to roll for navigation, yada yada. So I will show this to all of you. You can pick amongst yourselves which one you want to do. It is called Caravan Jobs. It's in your journal.
I think Takari would probably be best as the Forager.
Ruin's probably a navigator. He has navigation experience on the seas from his days as a slave on a boat.
Okay. All right.
I think Sentinel would be Aragoth's.
Hey Bones, you don't think you would be a better tracker?
Because, Takari has a specialty in survival. Well, I guess both have survival. Yeah, I could do tracker.
Yeah, I'm specialty in survival as well, and I have like the cooking pot and stuff. That's, yeah. Because it doesn't really make sense for me to be a tracker. I don't have any skills in that.
Yeah.
Nigel, you'd probably be the best at the Trailblazer, which is covering tracks of the expedition.
But I want to be the lovable oaf.
You already are.
Okay, good. Compromise. It's important.
Okay, who's the forger?
I am.
Yeah, I'll definitely be Sentinel because I can also like perceive at a distance as well. And perception is my second highest to stealth. I think Nigel has better stealth than I do, right?
Yeah, probably.
I would hope so, as he is a rogue.
Right.
Would not be a great rogue without that.
Thanks for switching with me, Bones.
Oh, okay. That's
It
no
just
problem.
makes more sense to her character.
Yeah.
With my little cast iron from my great grandma.
Very old. Well seasoned.
Well seasoned.
Okay. So let's have, on your journey, let's have the girl go ahead and roll for forage to see if you find enough food for all of you.
That's survival.
Yes, it is survival.
Yeah.
Okay, you find enough food for your journey. We'll have Ruin roll a survival to see if we're able to traverse correctly. Okay, Ruin, you're able to navigate the party in the direction.
Directly into the river Styx.
Yeah. Shh.
Ergoth, go ahead and roll perception to see if there's any hidden dangers. Ergoth does not notice any hidden dangers along the way.
I don't notice any hidden dangers along the way.
Nice.
Takari, roll perception to see if there are any tracks. Okay, you do not see any tracks of any travelers nearby, and then Nigel, go ahead and roll a stealth check to make sure that no one is following you. Okay, so if there was anyone following you, they would have to roll against that.
Duro, is it possible to use like our spells to before? I would say before the rolls. I only thought of it after. To say like give them pass without a trace or something. Is that allowed for these jobs?
It wouldn't, because this is a 24-hour journey.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So each of these is a 24-hour jump between time. Okay, so you make it safely to the Stygian dock.
Do we see anyone right out the gate? Or is there a lot of people there?
Let me read my notes. A massive iron structure that appears to be a pair of docking arms straddle the river Styx and extends out over it. Hefty clamps, chains, and bars are fixed to the dock's arms to lash large vessels between them. From a distance, you can see two groups of 3 barbed devils patrolling up and down the iron structure. A similar group of devils patrols on the opposite side of the docking arms. A structure stands nearby of a similar iron as the docking arms. It has large hangar doors big enough to fit even the largest of equipment.
I would like to approach one of the guards and ask them if they know where we can find the man that... I can't remember either of their names, I'm sorry.
The devil that you're looking for is named Basilstein.
Basilstein.
What a name.
Right? It sounds like a name you made up.
Yeah,
Me?
it sounds great. No, I was just saying it sounds like a name that I would have made up, which
Okay.
obviously because it's great. Clearly. Never mind. That was an empty thought.
You approach one of these barbed devils. And it says to you, "Why do you want to talk to Basilstein? What do you have business with Basilstein?"
We are looking for passage across the river, and I was told by insert Warpig's name here, that this would be the man to call upon for help.
Passage? There's no passage. There's no passage across the river Styx.
Nigel says, why?
Oh, there you are.
We guard the river Styx. No one crosses the river Styx, but we guard it.
Oh, because you guard it. Could you be bribed?
Right? Right? Right?
You know, money.
We like soul coins. Do you have soul coins?
Nigel looks to Belgaro. Do we have those?
I'm afraid we spent our last.
I think I have one here. How many soul coins would it take?
Two for each of us.
Okay. In Thieves Can't, Nigel will speak to, I don't know, Aragoth, right? Aragoth, yeah. Do you have any spells that could like manipulate what things look like? Like I could cast minor illusion on maybe like a sack, and make it appear that there are soul coins in that sack. Make it look like the coins in the sack are quote unquote soul coins.
Ergal shakes his head, and in Thieves Can't, he just says, "I'm not much of the trickster type. I don't really have any spells of deceiving. But I recall Ruin summoning some soul coins when we were trying to bribe those little bug guys in the tower.
So Nigel says, one moment, and turns to Ruin. In kind of like a whispering conversation. Ruin, do you have any way of getting soul coins? Any more soul coins?
I do not. What I had before was not what they were looking for, and they rejected them.
Yeah, they probably needed an actual soul.
So Nigel scratches his beard, turns to Volgara, asks, do you have any illusory spells?
Belgara shakes her head in response.
Okay, pretend like you're giving me a coin or two. Like I'm collecting coins from you.
She pulls a 2 pieces of silver from her pocket and hands them over.
So Nigel kind of slights a hand to hide like what he was being handed from Belgara to make it not obvious that it was silver coins. And then Nigel casts Minor Illusion on one of the coins, and makes it look like a soul coin. Holds it aloft and says, not only one soul coin, but kind of jiggles a bag full of 5 silver pieces and says, I've got 5 in here. And then drops that coin in the bag and then casts Minor Illusion in the bag to make the other ones look like the other soul coin, and then hands it over to the guards. An extra one for your trouble.
The one you were speaking to quickly snatches up the bag. Salt kinds? Salt kinds?
You got it, best soul coins out there.
He quickly opens the bag and pours out the coins into his hand.
Thanks, Tommy. Hell yeah.
He places them next to his ear, as if listening to them.
And Nigel, he does the Minor Illusion again with dissonant whispers, or not dissonant whispers, just like kind of like making whispering sounds.
I kind of want to like look to Belgara and like do the tappy thing, but like also point at the devil while he's doing it. Like he taps his forehead but points at the devil.
What else? Do I see, like, any boats at the dock?
There are no boats currently docked at the dock.
And it's basically all guards that I see, right?
There's a large shack-looking building not too far from where you are, near the docks, actually.
Okay. Belgara's going to kind of like shake her head at Aragoth and look back to the guard and say, thank you for your time, sir. I'm sorry for the trouble. We must have been mistaken. And just kind of like waves at everyone to move away.
Kari kind of backs up and sidesteps away.
Aragoth walks away a little bit confused.
Yeah, Ruin will back up a little bit.
I'm just gonna sit there and be like, okay, well, no passage, no coins, and then Nigel holds out his hand for the bag of coins back.
Belgara, as they're walking away, is going to lower her voice so the guard can't hear her and say, I don't quite trust attempting to charm him. There are a lot of them about, and I wouldn't want to alert the guards. So perhaps we should try this building over here before we make any moves that could be potentially hazardous to us in our journey.
I guess you misunderstood what I was trying to say. I was hoping he'd be able to talk into his head, not a charm, just give a voice to kind of think that it was coming from the coin. Does it have to be willing? Does he have to be willing to be spoken to through your mind?
No.
Simulate some whispers from the coin.
Ruin pipes up. I can make that happen if you let me know ahead of time that's what you need.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's your backup plan, Bagara?
Well, let's investigate this shack and see what we find here. And if we don't find anything, we could go try our tricks on another guard. It shouldn't be an issue.
Cool.
Duro, does it give me the coins back?
Good question. He places the coins back in the bag and hands it to you.
Nigel takes the bag and bows. And heads off with the party.
So you head off to this
there you are.
shack / warehouse looking thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You enter through the hangar doors, where inside is an assortment of large, strange, unidentifiable equipment, machine parts, and scrap metals lining the walls. Broken war machines and boats sit on the wings of the building. In the center is a large iron table spanning 30 feet long. At the table, you see a devil of ogre proportions standing 9 feet tall. It has massive wings, sweeping horns, and a long, devilish tail. The devil is covered in motor oil and is chewing on a shard of smoking red-hot coal. It appears to be using unusual equipment able to fuse metal together. It places the equipment on the table when it notices you enter. What are the guards outside good for, if they let any pre-souls walk around like they own the place? Now I've lost my concentration. What is it? What do you want?
Belgara steps forward, and like she does before with the awesome war pig, she gives him a very polite curtsy and says, I have been sent here in search of why can I not remember these names, Duro? What is wrong with me? My little peanut brain can't handle this information.
You are looking for Basilstein.
Basilstein! Basilstein! She says that, but not like that. Thank you.
Stunning.
I am Basilstein. I make repairs to any flying fortress that docks here.
Brilliant. We were sent here by, what was the war pig's name?
Bragadraga.
Bragadraga. Yeah, sorry.
That is a hard one to remember.
I'm doing my very best, but I am a human goldfish at times. So, she comes a little closer to him and says, yes, we were sent here by Bragadraga. He informed me that you would be able to acquire safe passage across the River of Styx for us.
Yes, I know Bragadraga. He comes in here once in a while to repair his war machines.
Yeah, sorry to bug you. Your guards weren't very helpful when we were trying to pass.
They're there for guarding, not much of passing by.
Yes, well, a guard's job doesn't necessarily require brains, does it, my friend?
While you're here, I've been working on an experiment. Care to take a look?
She's mildly suspicious of this, because he is very imposing looking, but she obliges all the same with a nod.
Chikari's rearing back.
Aragorn kind of like puts his shield in front of him.
Well, you don't want to kiss him, Jakari?
No.
You don't want to make him your BFF?
No.
Follow me to what I call Test 221.
Belgara follows him.
Ruin's right there with her.
Very curious.
Yep.
Basilstein. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
Just falling in line. That's all.
Basilstein takes you to a rusty barge anchored on the River Styx, a few hundred yards from the dock. Hanging from the barge's loading crane by a rusty chain is a 10-foot diameter spherical diving bell made of iron and glass. Suction tubes protrude from the diving bell's lower hemisphere like flimsy arms. I built this experimental bathysphere to dredge the bottom of the River Styx for silted souls, and it needs to be tested. Or you could fit inside.
And then you will take us across the River of Styx in the bell. Also, fuck, Duro, what a cool thing. A fucking diving bell? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind about this. This is actually really rad.
What are we getting inside of?
A diving bell. Google it. It's fucking bizarre, but cool.
Bones is into it. Chikari, however, is very nervous.
This is used to scoop up the silted souls on the bottom of the River Styx. If you're willing to help me with my experiment, I'm willing to give you a soul coin. I hear the Wandering Emporium's in town.
Ah, yes, it is. And that is precisely where we're trying to go at current, and it is very important we get there as soon as possible. We will aid you in your experiment if you can promise us safe passage across the River of Styx. And the soul coin would be nice as well, since it seems to be the only means of acquiring anything down here.
make sure those bonehead guards don't bother you. And if you happen to come back this way, I could repair and install new equipment to infernal war machines.
I see.
Aragorn wants to take out the note of all the dream machine parts that he took, and he wants to hand it to Basilstein, correct? And he's gonna ask him if he has any of these parts in his possession.
By chance, I actually have an astral piston. How about this? Help me with my experiment, and I'll throw that in.
Wonderful. Well, who wants to get into the bell with me?
I'm claustrophobic, no thank you.
Ruin will go.
This is going to be an awkward experience.
Takari will follow
Maybe.
along.
How much room is there?
There's enough for 4 of you to fit in.
Even though Nigel's pretty small?
Well, there's 4 seats.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna stand here and wait to pick up this piston once you guys are done. Yeah, how about that? Looks like it works out to be that way. Yeah.
So this bathysphere is tied to a chain, and you'll be lowered into the river Styx. While in the river Styx, you will roll flat dex checks to see how much of the silted souls you can pick up.
Awesome.
It's my favorite role.
You're so good at it.
Probably Nigel should be on board then. So Nigel's his sense of adventure takes over, and he volunteers.
Good for you, Nigel. Takari like pats him on the back, and she's like, "I don't want to go without you." So
Nigel smiles ear to ear.
You enter the bathysphere through the hatch located on the top. There are 4 suction stations inside the diving bell, each one equipped with a chair and some metal control levers. You have 10 minutes to suck up as much of the silted souls as you can. Whichever one sucks up the most silted souls gets the soul coin.
like dying to make a joke here.
Aragorn snorts a
killing
chuckle.
me. Just killing me.
I know, right?
Okay, so I will need the 4 of you to roll 6 dex saves. Or dex rolls, rather, not saves. Dex rolls.
Would you like us to do it one at a time so it's not unbelievably confusing?
Just rolls / roll 6d20.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. You'll need to roll them individually. So.
Wait, so is Aragorn because he kind of was not assuming, hoping that a little one was going to take his place.
Little one would actually take up all 4 spaces because he's a large creature.
Uh-oh. Oh wait, no. So it's going to be Ruin, Takari, Belgara, and Nigel, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So here's what we'll do. We'll go with Ruin, Takari, Belgara, and Nigel in that order, and then I'll have each of you roll dex 6 times. I have my calculator out so I can add up the totals.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Woohoo!
You're doing great, buddy!
Oh,
Oh, you had
Very
some good
good.
ones in there.
yeah. They
That was
were all bad.
nice.
That first one, though.
What's
It was great.
I just about bit my tongue. I was laughing so hard after the first one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, perfect. Once again, the dice has spoken true.
Ruin, you managed to pick up 56 silted souls.
Cool, thank you.
Wowie zowies.
Takari, you're next.
Here I
Give me
go.
6 dex rolls.
Can do.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Dad. Wait. I'm sorry, I rolled that wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, so just click on the dex on the left side.
I see now. Wow, that sucked. I rolled like shit for dexterity.
Takari, you sucked up 16 silted souls. Or sorry, 66.
Nice.
Bagard, is your turn. So give me 6 rolls.
Oh, God.
Bagar, you sucked up 43 silted souls.
You did
I am
great.
also not dexterous. Ruin.
Yep.
Nigel, go ahead and roll your 6.
Oh, 1 extra.
Where I lack
Roll
in
for sleight of hand. Just kidding.
dexterity, I more than enough make up for in charisma, so don't worry. I can talk us out of situations.
Can you talk some of the silted souls into our being captured?
No, unfortunately not.
Nigel sucks up the most silted souls with 72.
I'm dying. I'm dying to make it.
you.
What a little mister.
You're great at sucking.
You're really great at sucking.
Nigel goes, man, this sucks.
Zing.
After 10 minutes in the river Styx, those on the shore hear loud, piercing screeches coming from the sky.
Oh, shit.
There you are.
A group of 10 vulture-like creatures with gnarled bodies and wide wings covered in feathers swoop down and begin to assault the dock. Take control of the crane. Your friends in there don't have much air left. You'll
Yeah.
need to fish them out. I need to help deal with this.
Ergoth is gonna sprint to the crane, and I guess ask the little one for help as well.
Can the people inside the diving bell hear these things on the outside?
No, because you are about 20 feet under the river Styx. So all you're really hearing are muffled sounds of the river Styx washing over you.
Oh,
Hey,
it's very
hey, Erica.
calming.
It's like sleep sounds you listen to trying to fall asleep. Hey, Erica, don't fuck up.
Yeah, Jesus
Can't hear
Christ. Oh, God.
It's okay. I got little one with me. I think.
Okay,
I hope.
hey, Wolf, don't fuck up.
Who's Wolf?
Shut up.
Okay, so this contraption is foreign to you, Ergoth.
Okay.
So I need you to roll Arcana checks.
Oh crap. Okay.
Little one will be able to provide you help.
Mhm.
He's not able to do it himself, though, because he is too large to fit inside the box which holds the crane control panel.
Okay. Here's my Arcana check.
Is this
So-
where Wolf kills us all?
TPK.
I am looking for 3 consecutive successful checks in
Oh
order to
god.
bring the bathysphere back onto the barge.
We're fucked.
All right, here we go. What's the
So-
success?
Roll with advantage.
Okay. I'm out of inspiration, Nigel.
There's 1. So keep going. Looking for 3 consecutive. You failed to use the control panel successfully.
Do I roll another one?
This is
Yes, keep rolling
concern.
until there are 3 numbers in which are over the DC check.
Crap. Again?
As you try to pull out the bathysphere, the crane has a catastrophic failure. The crane's upper arm has snapped in 2, causing the chain to drag the bathysphere further down the river. The
What?
crane is still functional, but for how long?
Well,
Is
it
there a
was
way to,
fun
like-
playing with you guys.
Is there a way?
it's
Is there a
really
way to
good.
tie the chain to a rope or something?
Can you have the little one maybe like yank the?
Well, yeah, I want. All right, so what I want to do is I want to tie the rope on the chain, and then I want to try again, and then the little one have the rope connected to the chain. He'd be like the backup plan if it breaks or something.
Do I? That's the question.
Is that?
Do you have, let's see, do you have rope?
Yeah, I have 50 feet of hemp rope right now.
All right, let's see. How do I want to do this? Okay.
I can't
you
do
can
it.
hand the rope to little one,
Mhm.
which means he would not be giving you advantage on your Arcana checks.
Okay. All right, I hand him the rope, and then I can tie it to the chain as like a redundancy, I suppose.
Sure.
Any checks for that?
So what I'll do is I will give you more leeway in the. So what's happening is if you fail the check by a certain amount, you have a catastrophic failure. So I will lower that so there's less of a chance that there's a catastrophic failure.
Real quick, Duro. How deep are we in the river?
So you are 20 feet down the river, but you had just suffered a very turbulent knocking around. I don't know how to describe it. From the chain being dragged and then abruptly stopped.
Would it have like knocked us unconscious or anything?
No, but it would have shifted you around, alerting you to something is wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's something I can do in here. I don't have Dimension Door.
Okay, so roll my Arcana with normal, no advantage.
Yes.
Little one's got the rope. I'm going to tie it to the
Little one
chain.
has tied the rope.
Okay. Oh, he tied. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'll roll for Arcana.
Okay, it is without.
Crap.
You sure you don't want that advantage?
Well, I can't because I negated the advantage by giving
Yeah.
little one the rope. Can I run to the rope and help pull back?
Yeah, I just have Misty Step, but that's sight. I have to have the sight to do it.
Let's see. Let me read this real quick. You suffer another catastrophic failure. The counterweight holding the crane in place has broken, causing them to fall to the ground. It appears the crane can't hold much more abuse.
Does that mean I do another roll, or is that...
So the crane is on its last leg. Let me think for a second what else you could do.
I have an idea, but it is ridiculous.
All right, I'm open for ideas. What else? What Karagos could try?
Well, Takari's Druidcraft can change the weather. Does this mean that I could use that somehow to... This is ridiculous. Some sort of tsunami or geyser to spray us out of the river.
Unfortunately, your Druidcraft isn't powerful enough. There's actually a tsunami spell.
Gotcha.
That is, it's not just a...
Yeah, control water would be nice.
Right.
So let me throw one at you, since we're throwing ideas out there.
Okay.
What about control water spell? It would let me create a trench that's 100 feet on a side across a body of water, but I don't know if what we're in is technically water or not, because I don't know what the Styx is actually made out of.
It is technically water.
Yeah, so it's the part says that again, I gotta find it. This spell is so long. Part water. You cause the water in the area to move apart and create a trench. Trench extends across the spell's area, which is 100 feet to a side. And the separated water forms a wall to either side. Lasts 10 minutes. And it doesn't say that I have to see it. It just says the target is any freestanding water inside an area you choose. That is a cube up to 100 feet on a side.
So there is glass you can see through right now.
Okay.
So you could see the water rushing by.
And where you said we're 20 feet down underneath?
Yes.
That's good, because that's as deep as I can make it.
Though the spell says freestanding water.
Yes, it does.
Oh, can I see where the water... Can I see the shore? If we're only 20 feet deep and there's a fucking window, can I see the shore? Please.
Let's see. You may not be able to see the... Let's see. Would you be able to see the shore?
Yeah, like, could I mean, obviously I wouldn't be able to see, like, my view, I would, if I were to see anything, I would see the ledge of land. If I could see that.
You would be able to see enough of the shore that you would only be in the river Styx for a brief moment.
I look at my party members and I say, don't panic. I am going to go figure this out for us. I'm gonna get us out. I'm gonna get you out of here. Don't panic. And I cast Misty Step to the shore.
Kari's just stress-making flowers and just compulsively handing them to Ruin at this point.
Yeah, Ruin's flowerball's getting nice and dense.
Yeah, like 5 flowers at a time.
I was looking at my Misty Step, but I couldn't, like, there was nothing I could do to use it to help.
Ruin, you can also redirect water flow with that move water spell that you have.
Yeah, I was looking at all the different things. I just didn't think anything else would work, but I don't know.
You could redirect the river flow away from us, like to the left or to the right or something, just enough for us, like, so that we're out of the water. We could open it up and get out of the
Okay.
riverbed.
Let me finish reading this spell because it's very long, which is why I didn't read
It's
all of it.
very long, yeah.
Oh, the
Before
water.
Belgara uses Misty Step.
Okay, yeah.
In which case, Takari will start also making flowers and handing them to Belgara as well.
Okay, you can cause flowing water in the area to move in a direction you choose. The water has to flow over obstacles, up walls, or in other unlucky directions.
That just seems like it would make me make the water reverse or flow away from us, but I don't know if that would actually get us a free area to get clear of the water.
I've still got one more roll left, right? Or, well, I guess you can't tell me exactly how many rolls I have left, but I'm still supposed to be rolling for this Arcana?
Yes, technically, but they would have been probably thinking of ways to get out of here before you started, trying to figure this out. Okay, so, Ruin, I would say that you could use your control water to change the direction of the river to get you out.
Okay. So I'll tell everybody that I think I have an idea, and when I cast a spell and it looks clear, open up the hatch and get out.
Nigel will waste no time getting out.
And Belgara has teleported, right? Somewhere where I can see her.
No, Duro told me to hold off on using that spell.
Yeah, we were still talking about the water one.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that spell. All right, Ruin will go ahead and cast the spell, Control Water, and he will redirect the water away from the bathysphere.
The flow of the river Styx is directed enough that you're able to open the hatch, climb out, and arrive on the shore unharmed.
Oof.
Duro, what about the souls that we collected? Are they still in the bathysphere?
Ergoth is still gonna, he's still in a frenzy trying to pull the thing up, so I'm just gonna do the roll anyway, but he doesn't know that what's going on with the dudes walking.
Yes, they are still in the bathysphere.
Can I do that last Arcana roll?
You would, at this moment, you would see the flow of the river change so suddenly and drastic that I'm sure you would take pause.
But we still need the bathysphere, right?
Well, to be fair, as soon as all four of us get up on land, Ruin's going to let the spell go. He's not going to hold it. He wouldn't even think about holding it. It would never cross his mind. Once we're safe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll the last Arcana. Is that okay?
Yeah, if you wanted to, go ahead.
Whoop. All right.
Duro, so what does Nigel see when he gets out of the bathysphere? Exactly. So the river's rushing around their location. They have a clear path to the riverbank, which everybody's running towards. What's the top of the bathysphere? Like Nigel's gonna be looking at what went wrong exactly. What does Nigel see above the bathysphere with the chain and everything?
You see that the crane itself has had significant damage to it. The upper arm has snapped, and the counterweights holding it down have fallen to the ground. And with Ergo's newest attempt to get the bathysphere out, the bathysphere chain snaps, carrying it down the river Styx.
Does a little one attempt to hold it?
The sheer force of the river is too strong for little one to hold on to it.
Oh, there goes that.
Nagel's not going to have anything that's stronger than that chain, so I don't know. Nigel shrugs and follows everyone to the river bank. Out of breath, he says, "Bloody hell. What happened?" Looks at everyone else with him on the riverbank.
Oh, we're in hell. Everything's a shit show. It's to be expected.
We sank.
Well, I'm, for God's sakes, never getting in one of those blasted things again.
I didn't even want to try it once.
Belgara is just sipping her wine.
Would it be obvious to Takari that Aragoth was the one controlling the crane?
Yes, he was the only one up here, and little one was still holding on to that rope.
Takari's gonna strangle Aragoth.
I'm gonna attempt to not let you do that.
Can I just do it for the sake of roleplay?
Sure.
Takari strangles him.
But I grab your wrist and just like pull you out of the way.
She's shaking him rapidly. Like Homer Simpson style.
Nigel will ask Aragoth, what the hell happened?
I was expected to figure out how this ridiculous contraption works, and I've never been to hell, so sorry.
Oh, that's to be expected.
I tried to tie a rope as a contingency. I had little one holding it. I did everything I could, but you know.
Where did the big guy go?
He and he points over to like the hell vultures kind of overtaking the sky right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's what happened, actually. He probably would have helped, but hell vultures.
It's always the hell vultures. Jiro, is there like a vessel or a boat anywhere that's maybe worked its way downstream at this point? I don't know.
Let me say this real quick. It will answer your question. Basilstein returns after dealing with the flying creatures. I must unfortunately declare Test 221 a complete disaster. If you're ever interested in Test 222, feel free to come back. As
Yeah,
for
sure.
safe passage, I have already told the guards to let you pass.
Do you mind if we get that piston?
Come with me to my workshop.
Ergol follows him with shaking his head with he's like saying unbelievable to himself.
You feeling lightheaded from his being strangled?
No.
Belgara speaks up to Basilstein and says, I am afraid that your experiment was quite the success for us down in your diving bell. However, you may want to think about who you have operating heavy machinery. Not everyone is skilled in such departments. Otherwise, I believe it would have gone quite well.
Unfortunately, the Archduchess does not allow me to use devils for my experiments.
I see.
Why not? Why not use devils for your experiments?
She would rather have free souls.
Wow, are we that common in the Avernus?
Enough for 220 failed experiments.
Fascinating.
That would mean. Never mind.
Has anyone, who was the last pre-experiments before we came along? Just curious.
It was a group of bullywugs.
Oh!
Looks over to Takari, kind of like a sympathetic look.
Kari's just like vibrating with anxiety at this moment.
Duro, does anything in this workshop look... are we in the workshop, or are we on the...
You are entering the workshop.
Is there anything, like, that looks valuable in here? Strikes me as junk, but...
Roll for me a perception check to see if you notice anything. It seems as though you are too unfamiliar with the mechanical items involved in infernal war machines to know what would be of value or not.
That tracks.
Basilstein rummages through his assortment of junk boxes and he pulls out a piston. Here's your piston as a reward for surviving test 221.
Ergolf just swipes it and walks away.
Nigel falls after Ergo.
Belgara kind of gives a little clearing of her throat and our payment.
Payment?
Well,
Safe passage in the piston. I'm done with this chaos.
she smiles very softly to him and says, "Oh, you did promise us a soul coin, did you not?"
You're using my own words against me.
Well, I hate to say it, darling, but you did almost have all of us killed in the River of Styx. It's the least you could do, especially because you failed to mention to us that all previous experiments had failed. It's only the smallest of tokens. And she holds her hand out expectantly.
Have you spoken to Asmodeus? One day you would make a great devil.
Truly a compliment, I believe. Thank you, darling.
I did say that whoever picks up the most coins the most silted souls gets a soul coin. I did not say anything about actually getting the silted coins back.
This is true.
Oh, also you said you'd give us 2 coins.
Don't push your luck, pre-soul.
Ergolf stops walking away, and he just turns to the party and says, "Did you guys manage to grab any of them in that stupid machine?"
Yes.
And a few.
Basil Steen hands Belgara a small Infernal Irons coin.
She kind of turns it over in her palm and eyes it for a minute before slipping it into her pocket. Thank you kindly, Basil Steen. I do appreciate a man of his word. I am sure we will see you again.
Yeah, right.
That's a soul coin, right, Duro?
Yes.
Okay.
Zakari's going to start heading towards their passageway.
We don't have any, like, actual form of transportation across the River of Styx. Right?
You got your 2 feet.
What? Is there a bridge?
So there are docking arms which hold the flying fortresses together, and there is a small bridge to cross from there.
Is it a footbridge or is it just something that could be used as a bridge?
It is something that could be used as a bridge.
Oh, joy! Not nervous at all.
It is quite large. The ships which hold it are about 450 feet tall, so it is quite large. It needs to be large enough to carry around equipment onto it, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's giddy up. Our whole caravan can go across this?
Yes,
Cool.
the barbed devils pay no mind as you cross the bridge.
Beautiful.
Duro, for the messages.
Technically, he's not wearing any clothes.
Does he have any folds?
Blech.
Foul.
Oh my god, what is your fucking problem?
Where did he pull the coin from?
His butt.
That's exactly what I was gonna say!
Two girls, one brain cell.
Gonna have to have an intervention, I swear.
Okay. Let's see. So maybe technically he has pockets. He would have like a little strap with a coin pouch around him.
Flesh pocket.
Let me check.
Belgara, there's your title for the episode, Flesh Pocket.
Oh my god.
Maybe don't use that on YouTube.
Who knows? I might get a lot of views.
All right, go ahead and roll your pickpocket.
Rolling.
You were able to reach into his leather coin pouch that's strapped around his waist, and you pull out a soul coin.
Nice.
Dang.
Not just going to keep that on the DL.
Okay. Something that I didn't bring up in the recap from last time was you guys were being, or Bulgara specifically, was being talked to by Gargoth again. I didn't know if you wanted to go ahead with your plan to throw the shield into the river Styx while you're here, or if you were going to do something else with it.
So I would like a refresher on what happens when things go into the river of Styx.
The river Styx makes it, if it's a person, they forget everything.
Okay.
So that would include Gargoth. And if it's river Styx, eventually it just disappears from existence.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because I actually wanted to talk about this once we got here. But after Wolf nearly TKP'd us, I, of course, forgot it.
Hey, you're the ones that, like, happily got into that contraption.
I said what I said, Wolf.
I said what I said, too.
Yeah, so once we cross the bridge, as we're standing on the other side of the River of Styx, I'm gonna stop the party and I look to everyone and say, should we... before I say something, do we know what happens if, like, demons or devils are cast into the River of Styx? Does it affect them?
Wait, what are you saying, Belgar? What are we doing with the shield?
It affects them equally.
Oh, it does? Okay. I don't trust this shield. We know the demon trapped inside. And we know he's not a good character. So bad that he has had himself banished from hell itself. I feel like a good place to dispose of this, better than any other, would be here at the river. Even if he is found, he's trapped inside this shield, perhaps it'll do as it does to us. To everybody that steps foot into the River of Styx. If anything, over time it will be lost forever. I see both outcomes as being positive ones.
Should we make sure before we do it, in case we accidentally give him some weird power of, like, drawing the souls in or something?
I'm afraid this is all just a guess. I am not sure how we would test it.
Ruin thinks we spent enough time on it. Throw it in.
Takari agrees.
Let's
Yeah,
not be too much hasty here. Maybe there's a deal. We could strike. Maybe we are in AVERNUS after all. There's perhaps something that this thing could help us with while we're here. If we throw it into the river now, we can't take this decision back.
Belgara's face grows, like, very visibly angered by him saying this. And she speaks to him as though he were a child and says, I do not make deals with demons nor devils, Nigel. And I would hope that you would not either, or you are not welcome in this party. And she pulls out the shield and just tosses it into the river.
Ergolf grabs a bite of his ration and watches.
Nigel watches the shield sail into the river and shrugs and says, okay.
Let's keep moving. We don't have much time to get to the Wandering Emporium.
Does anything happen when I toss the shield in? Is there any sort of reaction, Duro?
There's a resounding plunk as it falls into the river, but nothing happens.
That was anticlimactic.
Nigel agrees with Ergoth.
You hungry?
Oh, yes. Nigel takes a bite of her ration.
No, I give him a whole ration.
Oh, Nigel chews on it, I guess, like a candy bar. Watches the bubbles from the shield.
Oh god, Duro, I just saw the message you sent me. But it's fine, because I stand by what my character just said.
Okay. That's what I assumed.
Yeah, I don't trust him at all. Would you guys like me to read this to you? To know his final
Sure.
plea in my mind before I
absolutely.
threw him
Yeah.
into the river like a dickhead? Oh god. Hold on. Roll 20 is so janky sometimes.
Looks like somebody liked my idea.
It says, a deep voice enters your mind. Do not make any rash decisions. You are an intelligent woman, but your benevolence has clouded your judgment. What you have learned of me in Candlekeep is true. I am Gargoth, the Hidden Lord, once the Archduke of Avernus. Though you think me a cruel tyrant, I believe we can come to an arrangement. You seek to stop Zariel from claiming Elturel and using the unfortunate souls in her armies against the demon lords. And I seek to become free. If you free me in Bel's Forge, I will provide you with the knowledge to free your precious city. Zariel came to power long after my time, and thus I have no allegiance to her. Should we be in agreement, a contract can be struck to ensure both parties uphold their side of the bargain. To that I say get fucked, sir.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I feel really good. My face, I am fucking so proud of myself for throwing that stupid shield into the water. I am just absolutely beaming, and I take another sip of my wine.
Takari gives the shield the finger as it plunks down.
Argoff does that chewing food while giving a thumbs up meme at Belgara.
Takari's gonna start walking across the bridge. She feels that time is of the essence to get to this emporium.
Okay, so you continue onward past the Stygian dock. You travel another day, so we will do another series of checks here. So, Bagar, could you roll a survival check for me?
Have we gotten rests?
Not yet, no.
Yes, you are resting along your way.
Oh, sorry.
Little one is with us, right? So Nigel's riding on his shoulders again.
Yes. Belgar, you are unfortunately unable to find enough food to feed the party. So you will all have to eat some of your rations.
I'm good to go.
Nigel doesn't have any rations.
Takari gives him a ration.
Thanks, Takari.
Do the rations that we ate before we left, do they count towards our day's travel, or do we need another one?
What do you mean?
Because I had my ration and I gave Nigel a ration as we watched the Shield event.
Oh, yeah, you would have already foraged food for that day, so you need to actually eat it.
Oh, okay. Takari, you can keep your ration. Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
So Ruin, you continue onward, plotting the course successfully.
Roger.
Ergos, you do not detect any enemies about or any sort of things to be worried about. Takari, could you roll your perception?
Oof.
Actually, I don't think you need to be rolling, but
Oh, okay.
because you're not actually trying to track anyone right now. Nigel, could you roll your stealth? Ooh, nice. Okay, no one's finding you guys.
Nice.
Everyone
nice.
we ever met forgot about us.
After about a day's journey, you find a collection of brightly colored tents standing clustered together, creating an oasis of comfortable amid. Let me just start over. A collection of brightly colored tents stands clustered together, creating an oasis of comfort amid the dread landscape of Avernus. Huge infernal war machines form a horseshoe about the tents, with curtains made of small rectangular iron plates and lamps dangling from the chains strung together between them. Soft, littling music and wondrous smells drift across the hot wind, inviting you in for a closer look. A sign posted at the entrance, strangely understandable in all languages, simply states, "All are welcome here. No fighting, no spellcasting, no exceptions."
We made it.
Standing next to the sign is an older gentleman. He has long gray and brown beard. He is wearing a purple and white striped cloth covering his head, a blue half cloak, and a robe which patterns reminiscent of a peacock. He is greeting everyone entering the Emporium. Lulu whispers to Bagara, "That man, he looks familiar, but I can't remember why. You should talk to him."
Of course, Lulu. Belgara's going to approach the man. Does Lulu come along with me?
Yes.
Okay. She's gonna approach him and say, "Excuse me, sir, but my friend seems to recognize you." And then she, like, kind of steps aside and, like, shows Lulu, I guess. And says, I'm very sorry. She has a horrible case of amnesia. Do you recognize her?
Hello, welcome to my Emporium. I'm Mahadi. It would be an honor to remind her. I sheltered her here in the Wandering Emporium about 150 years ago. She was lost, and I was more than willing to be a gracious host. Then one day, she vanished without a trace. Until now, of course. As it's always good to see old friends again. I remember her being friends with a couple of Kenku.
Yeah, about those Kenku.
Oh, those Kenku are long dead.
What?
Their descendants now roam Avernus. I saw them arrive not too long ago at the Fire Snake Forge. Strange creatures, those Kenku. Can't speak a word for themselves, but remember everything you tell them.
You wouldn't happen to know a woman by the name of Red Ruth, would you?
You're in luck. Red Ruth happened to arrive here just a few days ago. You can find her in the Infernal Rapture. Look for an old woman in tattered red dress and a white powdered face.
Thank you so very much. Say, you wouldn't have remembered much else from all those years ago when Lulu was here with you.
It has been so long, my memory is faded, but I could never forget Lulu.
She is quite precious, isn't she?
Of course. Now, while you're here, I can direct you to many of my fine establishments. If it's a restaurant and spa you seek, the Infernal Rapture is your place to be. I guarantee you will fulfill your every desire. We have a once-in-a-lifetime offer today. All you can eat for an entire party for just 1 soul coin.
Oh, that's quite lovely. You wouldn't know where I could find someone who's selling any, and do excuse my pronunciations, I'm not from around here, but Phlegethosian sand?
You could speak to Katya. She's somewhat of a rumor dealer here. You may be able to find something from her.
I see. And where would we find her?
Over at Katya's rumor. You can find her sitting around her many, let's say, acquaintances.
I see. And one last thing before we are off. Do you know where, if anyone, sells vials, particularly something with like perhaps a platinum inlay?
Ah, you are seeking Zoom over at Zoom's Magic Emporium. You would definitely have something there.
I see. Thank you again so kindly for all of your help. We must be off now. We are in quite of a rush.
Duro, while that conversation was happening, was this like a tavern setting?
So this was at the entrance of the horseshoe configuration that the infernal war machines have made. So imagine like an open market in essence, or a more like a carnival, I guess.
Oh, okay. So Nigel would have set up like a game off to the side, and is going to try to swindle people out of their. If anyone wants to gamble some soul coins, maybe any passerbys, like like a game of Chase the Pretty Lady or something. He's got a deck of marked cards actually, so he'll be playing that.
Ergoth is heading directly to where he would find Red Ruth as soon as he hears the name.
Takari's just like enthralled by the sights and smells and sounds, and she starts like wandering towards in the midst of the different tents. But as she passes Mahadi, she'll give him a flower.
Thank you, young lady. Okay, so let me just write down what everyone wants to do. Ruin, what do you want to do?
I'm just following around. I'll follow Big all around.
Are we friends now?
Well, when Ruin doesn't have anything specific to do, he just follows you around to see if he can make you anxious. It never works though, so he just keeps trying.
I have a mean poker face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ergos, you want to find Red Ruth in the Infernal Rapture. Takari, you are walking around.
Yep.
Belgar, what do you want to do?
Takari, did you tell anyone that that's where you're going?
She's just wandering. She doesn't really say
I'm sorry.
anything to
No,
anybody.
it's Aragoth is going to Red Ruth. You
I
didn't
just split.
Oh, wow. Best party member ever. You almost get us killed and then you just fuck off. Great.
Yeah, after that, he's kind of like fucking off.
Nigel, are you setting up like right here, right by us?
Nigel won't be far away. Wherever the crowd is, closest to the biggest crowd, where everyone was standing. But you know, he'll definitely be in eyesight of everyone for sure, and watching what everyone is doing as well at the same time that he's trying to swindle these demons out of their hard-earned soul coins.
Yeah, Belgara is going to approach you and kind of like kneel down at your side and drop her voice and say, I hope you win big, because we are probably going to need some coins around here for the things that we require. I'm sure no one's giving us anything for free. If I could help in any way, please let me know.
Well, you got a soul coin earlier. That could help me wager and maybe give me some more advantage on my technique.
Belgara narrows her eyes at him and says, "And how were you going to set this up without a coin?"
Oh, you know, my trick from earlier. I would simply cast minor. You know, you know the tools of the trade.
Can I roll to see if he's lying to me?
It would be against my deception.
1 second. Dice rolls can be settled in-game, can settle in-game arguments if both parties agree.
Yeah, sure.
Then, Bagar, you can roll your deception.
Garo would roll insight. I'm lying.
Oh, sorry, insight, yeah. So, roll again, sorry.
You better roll good.
Are you fucking kidding me? They both have the same fucking modifier. Wasted roll. Wasted my good roll.
Should I roll?
I'm never listening to what you tell me to roll again, you little gnome bastard.
Nigel sheepishly kind of shrugs.
No, I don't think you need to roll. Well, roll it anyway, just in case both of you fail.
Just for funsies.
I did fail, but it's higher still.
Yeah. Yeah, technically it is higher, so...
You guys should both be ashamed of yourselves right now.
You guys are just looking at each other suspiciously.
We're both
Belgara is going to look him dead in the eyes, like full mom mode, and say, I am going to give you this soul coin with the pretense that you are a good enough liar to acquire us more. She's obviously, he's sus in her mind. She can't fully suss him out, but he's sus. And she hands the coin over. She says to him as she's handing over the coin in an attempt to persuade him further, do remember all those times I have been kind to you, without question, and the nice things that I have afforded you.
Nigel kind of like, I don't know, he scratches his head and says, where the flower is in his hair still. He says, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. And he says, I mean, when have I ever lied?
Belgar just shakes her head and says, we really do need these things. Please, do your best. I'm going to go figure out how much everything costs, and I will come back in some time, and hopefully you'll have that for us. She stands, and she's gonna make her way to the rumors place to see if she can get that sand.
And okay, Duro, yeah, Duro. So Nigel is got his like chase the lady game set up with his marked cards, and not only that, he's got his extra soul coin. Hopefully, he can try this out with some kind of advantage as far as a game and acquiring more soul coins.
Okay, Nigel, I want you to roll a... Yeah, sure. Let's have you roll a sleight of hand with advantage.
Oh,
So Nigel's going to use a luck point.
Wow.
Wow.
2 1s on the same roll.
Using a luck point, that's the new roll.
much better.
It's a good thing I took that feat.
Okay, so you will be doing that for... I will say you set up shop for an hour, just and in that hour, you are able to acquire 1 additional soul coin.
Okay.
All right, so let's go. Let's see. Who wants to be next in the spotlight? Let's go with that. Who wants to be next?
Who's doing what?
I'm on
Sakari's
my
wandering.
way. Yeah, I'm on my way to rumors to see if I can get sand for us.
Did I get to the red roof yet?
She is in the Infernal Rapture. Okay. So you want to go into the Infernal Rapture?
Yeah, I kind of like when I get there, what do I see? Is she just right there for me to see, or do I have to kind of look for her?
No, you have to look for her.
Okay. I'm just gonna yell out, "Hey, Miss Red Ruth, where you at?"
Wait. Let me have you enter first.
Okay.
While the Infernal Rapture appears as a carnival tent on the outside, The inside is what can only be described as a palace. Vaulted painted ceilings, smooth stone floors, and finely decorated columns permeate the open floor. At the front is a female hobgoblin who stands at attention, almost as stiff as a board. She's wearing a finely crafted silk robe of blue and green. May I have your name, please?
Oh, hey, my name's Aragoth. What's yours?
Every.
Cool. Every, is there a lady named Red Ruth around here?
May I please have you sign this contract?
What? For what?
All patrons must sign the contract.
Oh, here we go. I gotta read this. Oh no. What happens if I don't?
You are not permitted within the Infernal Rapture.
Okay, let me see. Should sign Philistines land on part of the state. Can you give me like, what am I supposed to do? I can't destroy anything. Sure, whatever. I won't break anything. I agree to pay for goods and services. Only terms exchange duties for the administrator. Residents around the community.
It is an actual contract that he's looking at.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Ergolf is reading with his severe ADD. See under here underneath the signing, whenever possible, the offer rendered by the administrator must be taken from another modal purpose only later known by signee. Be right back. He just walks out. And he takes the contract with him. Wait, can I take this with me?
Yes, you can take it with you.
Alright, be right back. And then he goes back to the party.
Okay. As you are returning to the party, Bagara approaches Katya's rumor.
Oh, she stepped out.
Oh, okay. Well, who else is here?
Kari's wandering.
Okay, Takari. Let's see. You find outside a shop under a blue awning a large sign that reads Zoom's Magic Emporium, a shop catering to the magically inclined adventurers, explorers, thrill seekers, and those who are directionally challenged. Behind a makeshift table of infernal iron is a small red imp, and on the table are a variety of items and trinkets.
Takari's she's interested. She's gonna wander up and look at the imp and give a greeting to them. And sort of hem and haw over the wares. It was a vial that Belgara was looking for, correct?
Yes.
Does Takari see anything that would sort of resemble that?
Not immediately, but as the imp sees you approaching the counter, he will greet you. Ah, customer! Welcome to Zoom's Magic Emporium, a shop catering to the magically inclined adventurers, explorers, thrill seekers, and those who are directionally challenged.
I love him.
Introduce you to my wares?
Takari blinks up at them and nods a few times. I'm looking for something. A friend had mentioned that she was looking for something. I was wondering if it was here. A vial, in fact. She goes on to sort of describe as best as she can what Belgara described.
I, in fact, would have one of those.
Takari, she noticeably is excited at this response and asks, "May I see it, please?"
Of course. Would you care to see some of my other wares?
Jesus, Mary. Takari nods a few times, and she'll ask, do you have anything that might be helpful? She kind of looks sheepish suddenly at finding springs, underground springs.
I may have something for that. Imagine this. You are on your way to your favorite adventuring activity, and all of a sudden you forget where you are going. Don't you wish there was an easier way? Well, worry no more. Let me introduce you to the Orb of Direction. Hold this in your hands, and 1, 2, 3, you know exactly north. Never again will you have to worry that you miss the next owl slaying party. Only works in the material plane.
Takari sort of knits her brows together and asks, well, I'm going to ask you, Duro, is Avernus considered the material plane?
It is not.
Interesting. And Takari knows this. She'll kind of knit her brows together and shake her head. No, that doesn't help me here. But the vial, though. Can I see the vial?
Of course. He hands you the vial. He says, not interested in the Orb of Direction.
Well, it's for this area, for Avernus, that I'm looking for these springs.
Well, no worry not, friend. I have a deal for you. Buy an Orb of Direction and you get a wand of smiling for free. Have a friend that's always frowning? Wish there was they were a bit more cheerful? Well, look no further than the wand of smiling. Just wave this wand at the nearest grump and watch their demeanor change in an instant.
Takari lights up at this prospect, for she knows somebody within her own party that she might consider using that on in case of an emergency. A flower emergency, if you will. And she'll ask, okay, for the vial and for the orb, what is your asking price? She is ready to bargain.
50 gold pieces, young lady.
She sort of rears back, and she wasn't expecting that. And shrugs and pays the 50 gold pieces. She was expecting them to ask for soul coins, and she was ready to offer teeth instead.
So not everyone deals with soul coins. There are some who will take normal gold.
Well, Takari is greatly pleased to hear this. And she asks, well, do you have anything to hold flowers in?
I've got a better idea for you. I have a pot with a plant growing in it already.
What sort of plant?
I call it the Pot of Awakening.
What does it do?
In this pot, I have planted a tiny shrub. After you let it grow, it'll come to life.
You're kidding. Amazing. Outstanding. Can I do a check to make sure if these are actually magical items, or is Takari's getting just absolutely swindled?
Well, you could try out the wand on yourself, I suppose.
Uh-oh.
Yep, she's gonna do it.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, so you point the wand of smiles at yourself, and you are forcefully begin to smile. And you smile for a whole minute.
Okay. Well, Takari, that's her being convinced. So, she's gonna go ahead and buy that plant as well. She's on a little shopping spree.
No.
Okay, that is also 50 gold.
Seems kind of expensive for a plant, but Takari is too happy to say otherwise. She'll ask the imp, can you gift wrap any of these?
Of course, we have our newest shipment of gift wraps. It has our very own Archduchess on it.
Excellent. Go ahead and wrap those up, and I will be on my way. Thank you so very much.
Okay, so he wraps them up and hands them to you. I will make the item in roll 20 here in a second.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, so we were going back to Belgara and Ruin, who are seeking out Katya's rumor.
I'm trying to find Belgara and stomping my way to wherever she is.
She did mention that she was heading here, so you could meet her on the way.
Cool.
Sitting in a lounging chair under a purple and blue striped awning is a stunningly beautiful woman of statuesque build and perfect figure with flawless skin and red hair, but also clawed fingers and large, dark-hued black bat-like wings mounted on her back.
Aragorn's already in love.
Around here are men and women of various backgrounds. Some are kneeling, others are waving fans in her direction. Well, what do we have here? I am Katya, keeper of secrets. Katya grabs one of her servants to give them a kiss. As Katya's lips touch theirs, the servant starts to shrivel and wither away.
Belgara seems unfazed by Katya's soul sucking. And she's gonna step forward to Katya and give her a more generous curtsy than she has to anybody else. And when she lifts her eyes to meet Katya, she's gonna say, Oh, my dear Katya, you're far more beautiful than anyone had described to me. How are you this day? I am Belgara.
My day is always better when a new friend approaches.
I was led to believe by the owner of this magical place that you may have an item that I seek.
Oh, I don't deal with items. I deal with information.
I see. Then perhaps you will know where the item is that I seek.
I am able to help, but extracting information is quite easily. Finding people with information is difficult. These days I send out my loves to gather information for me. The only issue is, it requires a large supply of pilfer of love to extract the targets, to give up their information. If you can bring me such an item, I would be more than certainly able to provide you with rumors I have heard across the Avernian wastes.
I see. And Belgara is going to pull from her things the pilfer of love in the vial and hold it before her. This is what you seek?
Ah, an industrious woman, always having items others seek.
I do my best, though I'm sure I am no match to you. She's obviously like just trying to schmooze this woman and like be as like kiss assy as possible because she kind of assumes that that's what this woman likes out of a person.
I know a man named Mordekainen who lives in the Tower of Erm. I hear he would have such a Phlegethosian sand. Past the pools to the west, you'll find this tower.
And is a man like this going to be welcoming to me and my band of strangers?
He is a very busy man, but I am sure if you present enough soul coins, he could take some time out of his busy schedule.
Is there any other way that such a woman as yourself would know to charm a man like him? You see, I'm a little light in the pocket on soul coins.
I hear he is an expert on creatures. I'm sure if you were to assist him in his research, he would provide you such information, or provide you such an item.
I see. Thank you for your time, Katya's appreciated. And she hands the vial over to her.
She takes the vial from you.
Belgara offers her another polite curtsy before she turns and makes her way back to Nigel to seek out the remaining group.
You said to Nigel? To me?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you've met up with me at this point.
I think it depends on what Zero says.
I think you meant Ergos, not Nigel.
Well, she said Wolf. Ergoth.
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
I was making my way back to Nigel, but I know that
Okay.
Aragoth was on his way to me. So if we run into each other and talk first, that's great.
How about everyone's meeting at the same time?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. Takari returning with like an armful of potted plant and other various items.
Ergoth's jaw drops like Katya. But then also, he remembers the interaction he had with what's her face with the contract, and he turns to Belgara and Nigel, and he says, "So the Heartstone is going to be a pain in the ass," and he holds out the contract. You want me to sign this before I could even pass?
Belgara's. Sorry, Duro.
Oh, let me share the contract with everyone. And
Yeah.
then, I could read it if you wish. It is very long, but I could read it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Belgara is definitely going to be reading it, so if you want to read it out to us.
All right, it says, should the signee fail to strike this line, the signee may be required to serve the administrator or benefactor on a single task of the administrator's choice. This contract is made and entered by and between name, hereafter the signee, and Mahadi, hereafter the administrator, on behalf of the Archdevil Asmodeus, hereafter the benefactor, on the 7th day of Elias, year 1495. Number 1, considerations. The signee agrees to the following terms in exchange for the duties provided by the administrator. The signee agrees to pay for goods and services administered in the Infernal Rapture before leaving the establishment. The signee agrees to refrain from destruction of property, theft, spellcasting, and violence while within the Infernal Rapture. Whereas payment will be surrendered immediately or at a time the administrator's choosing, unless consideration is designed to be paid de futuro, which must be written on the reverse side of this document prior to the sealing of this contract. 2. Duties of the administrator. The administrator agrees to grant the signee the following offer. The administrator and those in service of the administrator will provide the best hospitality at the Infernal Rapture that the establishment can offer. The administrator and those in service of the administrator will refrain from assaulting, poisoning, drugging, or thieving any patron in the establishment. Number 3, breach of contract. The following represents a breach of contract on behalf of the signee. 1. Failure to surrender payment at time of collection. 2. Entering into conflicting or overlapping agreements with other beings. Should the signee be found in breach of contract, the signee immediately forfeits their soul or equivalent payment determined by the administrator or higher-ranking devil during arbitration, or the contract administrator to do as the administrator so chooses. 4. Additional clauses and amendments. The signee and the administrator may recognize any and all hitherto unspecified additional clauses, amendments, and/or specifications which should be written on the reverse side of this document prior to the sealing of this contract. I hereby acknowledge the contract as legitimate and agree to upon its terms, which are bound by corpus juris infernum. Should I be in violation of said terms, I recognize merciless and dispassionate judgment shall be rendered de jure infernum in the diabolical courts of Phlecothos, overseen by Belial or the being occupying its throne. Signed, Administrator. Whenever possible, the offer rendered by the administrator must be taken from another mortal, preferably someone related to or known by the signee.
Seems pretty straightforward.
seems very not straightforward.
I just ain't signing that shit.
But yep, that's what we're expected to do before we even enter the doorway to see Red Ruth.
Basically just says don't break anything and pay.
Yeah, but we're signing deals with devils, so they'll probably trick us into breaking the contract, and then our souls are forfeit.
As Belgara is reading this, does she notice anything about the contract that seems questionable?
No, you don't. Nothing comes to mind because it is a well-established establishment, and no one would come here if there was an easy way for them to take your soul.
Belgara is holding the contract. She took it from Aragoth to read it, and she looks to him and says, "I'll sign it."
You shouldn't. We should probably form a plan first.
I don't see anything on here out of the usual of any kind of... I just don't know. I don't see this as being problematic. It's basically, I pay for my goods and I don't get killed.
Right, but we need to ask, well, what's the price of the goods? Can we even pay them? Because if we default on this contract, then we have to pay our souls.
Only if we agree to pay for anything. And still shop. We could always take it to Mahadi as well and speak to him. He seems like a kind, understanding fella.
Well, should we head back and talk to this lady before we even before we sign this? Because the thing is, if anybody's a breach of contract, then the contract goes to the next person, and then the next person, and then the next person. So one person creates a chain of events that could get us all trapped in hell.
Were you not even allowed to speak to Red Ruth until you signed this, basically?
Yeah, that's what I said. I couldn't even pass the lady before she handed me this. And she wouldn't let me.
So who did you want to go talk to then?
What's the lady's name again, Duro? I didn't write it down.
Red Ruth. She's important because she has a heart stone.
Yeah, not her.
The hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Her name was... I actually didn't have a name for her. I just made something up. Her name is...
Her name is?
Okal.
Okal. Yeah, that's her name.
Beautiful name. Family name.
This is Ariel saying it to Belgara. Yeah, I barged in and just said, "Hey, is Red Ruth here?" When I went there, and then she popped out and said, "Sign this first." And then I read it, and then I couldn't read it over the sounds of screaming and boiling blood, so I ran away. And
were there sounds of screaming and boiling blood?
That's what Aragoth hears.
I think that might be a personal problem.
Maybe. Any Okal. But yeah, we all know what happens when beings sign contracts here. We've seen the vision of the angel.
Was Mahadi a devil? What was he?
He was a man.
Belgara shakes her head and says, "Mahadi is a man. He is no devil or demon. We sign no contracts with them."
But this could be written by it. He could be this on behalf of a demon. Hold on, let's read the thing again.
But it's his signature.
It would be his signature, darling.
Yeah, he's the administrator. So the signee is...
Us.
Yeah,
Right.
is on behalf of the Archdevil Asmodeus. The administrator is signing this on behalf of Asmodeus.
Yes. Asmodeus is the benefactor of this contract.
Ah.
So essentially, Asmodeus is giving Mahadi the power to have these contracts.
Which he's probably trying to shake onto somebody else. That's how management works. They shift the blame.
Well, I still say we go to Mahadi and ask him ourselves.
That I can agree with.
She rolls the contract up and slips it into her robe and says, well, let's go then.
Indeed.
Okay, you find Mahadi still out front of the horseshoe, where he is greeting all who enter.
Belgara approaches him and says, hello again, Mahadi. I have a question for you.
Of course, are you having a good time here at the Wandering Emporium?
Oh, it's been quite lovely. I've found many things that I need. Though, and she pulls the contract from her robe and unrolls the parchment. Could you perhaps tell me what this is about?
Well, that's nothing to worry about. In the past, we had quite a few people who refused to pay their tabs. I did the only thing I could do to save my business. I went to the highest courts, and they granted me this contract. It is nothing to worry about. It's just all legal jargon. You don't need to worry.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
I know,
Mahadi,
August.
we are worried. Asmodeus' name is on this, darling.
Yes, it is just to ensure that all our customers behave themselves.
Yes, but effectively I would be signing a contract for a devil, yes?
Yes, but as long as you behave yourselves, there's nothing to worry about.
Bergolf steps forward and says, okay, so thing here that we're trying to do, we're trying to get to Red Ruth, and this lady gave me this contract before I could even walk into the store, and I want to know what we have to pay on our way out so that we can be sure to pay it, so that we don't pay with our souls.
Like I said before, we have a special going on. 1 silk coin for the entire party.
1 soul coin for the entire party. So we go in. Can we talk to Red Ruth while we're there, I suppose? He's in there, right?
Of course, and don't forget to stay. We have the finest meals in all of AVERNUS. We have custom-built private rooms for all of you.
For 1 soul coin.
Precisely 1 soul coin.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Ergol just assumes that he's either lying or telling the truth, but either way, it's a trap.
He seems genuine in that the meals and the stay is just 1 soul coin.
Any other things that we should be sure not to do to break this contract? We read it, but I just want to make sure it's clear.
Everything you need is in the contract.
Let's see. Breach of contract. Following represent breach of contract on behalf of the society. Failure to surrender payment at time of collection. Okay. 1 soul coin, yes. Entering into conflicting or overlapping agreements with other beings. Should society be found in breach of contract, society immediately forfeits the soul and equivalent payment. What's the equivalent payment of a soul?
That is on a case-by-case basis.
And also, we can write our own little clauses in the back if we make a deal with whoever the administrator is, right?
That would be me.
Ergoth looks to Belgara, and he does the forehead tap again.
Belgara creates a link between the two of them and says yes inside of his mind.
We're in hell, so you can probably hear this anyway, but do you want to do anything to the back of this to kind of milk this contract? Possibly to get the Heartstone from the hag?
Belgara looks to Mahadi and says, once the contract is complete, I pay whatever I owe for what I'm looking for. What then? Is it done? Is it destroyed? Certainly it shouldn't be needed afterwards.
If you wish to have it destroyed, we can. If you wish to come back, we will have it here in case. It's up to you.
I like the idea of destroying it after it's finished. As long as we don't break the contract.
Belgara says, I will sign this contract. She looks to her party and says, I do not expect any of you to do so. I can do this alone so that if anything is to happen, at least it will only be to me and not the entire party. And then she turns back to Mahadi and says, I will sign it on the condition that the amendment is written on the back that the contract is to be destroyed once it is completed. That's a good question, Gabriel.
Consider it done. Does anyone else want to go in with Belgara?
Ruin will. He'll absolutely sign it. And he's going to sign it by slicing his hand open and slapping his hand, bloody handprint all over the face of it.
Oh my god, she's so aggressive.
And then
we all have to sign it?
And then he's going to say, I would love to see a wrestling match over my soul between Asmodeus and Umberly.
See, we should have just gave it to him to do it. It would have been easy.
Yeah, Belgara's gonna look to Ruin and say, well, eager, aren't we? Perhaps then you would like to go in for all of us?
No.
Oh
Takara will
god.
go as well. Her stomach's rumbling, and the idea of like the best food in all of Avernus is like getting her to salivate at this point. Plus, she needs to put her plant down for a minute.
Duro, real quick. So if Nigel goes in with everyone, does that mean subject to the contract as well?
Are you sorry? What did you say?
If I just merely follow everyone in, is Nigel subject to the contract as well? Like he can't steal, etc.
Yes, at the very top it says, should the signee fail to strike this line, the signee may be required to serve the administrator or benefactor on a single task of the administrator's choice.
Oh, okay. So only if Nigel signs it.
No, it's saying if you don't sign it and you do these things anyways, then you are subject to the contract.
If I don't sign it and I say, for example, murder someone, I'm subject to the contract?
Yes.
But if then
It's a devil's contract. You can't really, there's no logic to it other than it's meant to be
Then Nigel's gonna hang out outside. And Belgara, Belgara, here's
Probably
the,
for the best.
soul coin. Here's the soul coin that you lent me earlier.
Belgara looks to him and says, "Coins, you mean?" And she holds her hand out expectantly.
As it goes, okay. And gives you a second soul coin.
She smiles and says, "Come on now, Nigel, I know you did better than that, swindling poor souls on the street."
Nigel shrugs. And goes to swindle some more people, Juro.
Your work is never done, sir.
She puts the coins in her pocket and she turns back to Mahadi and she says, one last thing before me and my companions sign this contract. I see nothing in here of what would happen to you if you are to break the contract.
Oh, we wouldn't be in business if we ourselves broke the contract. Who would come here when the owner of the establishment doesn't follow their own contract?
He has a point.
Yeah, I've lived in enough cities to know that people write the laws to fit their bidding. Well, basically, even if I don't sign it, if I carry out the task with the group, it's basically the same as following a contract.
Sounds like you'd have to sign the contract to even get access into the Rapture.
Yes.
Well, I'm not that confident on getting in there anymore. And Ergoth folds his arms.
Then you can hold on to Takari's plant. And she, shoves it into your arms.
What the hell is this?
It's my plant. Take care of it.
Belgara, looks at her and is like, "I see you were busy while you were away."
Oh, Takari, perks up immediately and says, "I almost forgot, Belgara, I got this for you." And it's the little gift-wrapped vial that she was looking for.
A present for me?
A present.
It's incredibly thoughtful of you, Takari. And she takes it and very carefully unwraps it and holds the vial up. And you just see, this horrifying smile creep across her face. It just kind of slithers across her lips and her mouth parts and shows her teeth. And she says, "Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. I hope you didn't pay too much for it." And she holds it up and kind of inspects it.
Takari shakes her head rapidly and says, No, I got a deal. I got a lot of other stuff too. And the plants. I love the plants. Do you love the plants?
It's quite nice.
It's a lovely plant. I can't wait for it to grow.
What do you know about the plant?
It's a living plant. It's alive.
I see. Well, that's...
She just looks at you with a big dumb smile on her face.
It's very lovely, darling. Hopefully it stays cute.
I'm going to name it.
Belgara slips the pocket, or the vial into her pocket. And turns back to Mahadi and says, "Well, I believe that settles that. There will be 3 of us signing your contract to go inside."
I hope you have a good time. It's quite exquisite in there.
They have to sign with blood.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Ruin knows.
I am fucking stressed. Like, Belgara is very stressed. Very, very stressed.
Well, Takari's gonna cut open her palm with her dagger and sign her name with like a little smiley face over the eye.
A smiley face and blood. That's nice.
Isn't that so nice?
That's an image Ruin appreciates totally.
The three of you sign the contract in your blood. Now you can freely enter the Infernal Rapture.
Yay! When do we pay for our food?
Oh, we owe him a soul coin, right?
Yes, he played out to the Okul, the Hobgoblin.
Oh, okay. All right, I guess we make our way over there with our contracts.
Yep.
Yes.
Or contract, we just sign one altogether.
We're a package deal.
The three of you travel to the Infernal Rapture, where you are once again greeted by Hobgoblin Okul. May I have your name, please?
Belgara, this is Takari and Ruin.
Takari's like waving like frantically. She's very excited. She's so hungry.
Ergal's poking the plant. He's kind of charmed by it.
Careful.
This way, please, Miss Belgara. The Hobgoblin escorts you to the finely decorated establishment. Which room would you prefer? We have the Forest of the Feywild, the City of the Worlds, or the Clouds of Mistle Reach.
I'm looking for Red Ruth.
Red Ruth. Right this way. As you make your way through the Infernal Rapture, a man bumps into Ruin as they pass each other. Pardon me. The man stands at just over 6 feet tall. He is lean with a gaunt face, but also somewhat muscular. He has hypnotically dark eyes and skin as pale as snow. He is wearing a black coat, a finely decorated blue and gold jacket, and a red vest.
Does Ruin recognize him?
Roll history. Unfortunately, you don't recognize this man.
I guess me and Nigel were kind of like hanging out front, probably like on the stoop or something, or if there's a bench.
May I roll as well, Duro?
Sure, go ahead. You probably know too, maybe.
I'd say I might.
Thank God.
You recognize the man from, likely from books you've read. You recognize him as Count Strahd von Zarvich of Barovia.
Strahd? Count Strahd?
Yes, Count Strahd.
Oh crap.
Am I... Do I need to maybe purchase a new pair of panties while I'm here too?
Well, when he bumps into Ruin, Ruin is not going to just like fall away from that contact. He will like bump back. That's his initial reaction to anything like that.
Takari's ready to bonk him on the head. We can't fight in here.
I was being graceful and apologized. It is common courtesy to reciprocate.
Belgara comes up and like very quickly places an arm on or a hand on Ruin's arm and says, "Oh, I'm very sorry, Count Strahd. It's so lovely to meet you. My friend here, he's a bit aggressive at times. Please don't mind him. He does not reflect the remainder of the party."
It was a reflex.
Yes, just a reflex. 'Twas nothing.
It was my fault entirely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be leaving.
Takari puts the wand back that she was grabbing for to make Ruin smile.
Belgara is like getting a little hot around the ears, little red on the cheeks, visibly sweating a little.
Takari's gonna say, Belgar, focus. We have to find Red Ruth.
Yes, of course.
Ruin.
Of course.
We'll deal with that later.
Yeah, Ruin
Yes.
probably seems more relaxed than you've seen him.
Oh. Takari's gonna give him a flower and see what he does.
Same thing. Jam it in his pocket.
Damn it.
Would I find anything odd about Strahd being here?
Roll an Arcana.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna kiss this man, watch me. Oh, fuck me.
Got any inspiration?
Would there be a reason for you to have advantage?
I'm proficient in Arcana.
Well, that'd just give you proficiency.
I don't know why I would have advantage.
Oh, well, too bad Ergos not here. I'd give him advantage.
Oh, there you are.
Alright, I'll just give you advantage anyways. I don't care.
Zing.
Why would I have advantage?
Because of the certain properties of this place.
Oh,
Okay, 11. That's good enough. There is an interesting property of this place that you recognize. On the outside, it was as if it was a carnival tent, but on the inside is an expansive palace. What you deduce is what is likely going on is there are pocket dimensions in which others are able to travel through, and it is likely that Strahd has access to these pocket dimensions, which allows him to travel here on a whim.
What a fucking babe. I mean,
How curious.
so Belgaro's into vampires and Ergol's into succubi.
don't fucking worry about it.
Listen, emotions are high. Mind your business outside.
Exactly. You don't even know what's happening.
I got you, girl. I got you.
Oh my god, do you see those streaks of silver in his hair?
In love.
That fucking, his face was chiseled by the goddamn gods. What is she supposed to do?
Okay, so do we want to meet Red Ruth now, or should we meet her next time?
You know, if we do it now, you're just going to probably have to remind us, so we should probably wait.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
totally
I'll have
fair.
to remind you everything, so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just stop there for now, and we will meet Red Ruth come next time.
Cool.
Yay!
Thanks,
Maybe
you guys.
maybe Takari will figure out what the flower situation is at
Maybe.
last.
Maybe.
Right
Maybe not.
on.
Ah! Thank you guys. Thanks, Duro.
Yeah, good
Thank
times,
you, Duro.
everybody.
No
Good session.
problem.
Yes,
Sweet.
thank you, everybody. Wonderful.
No leveling this week, right?
Not yet.
Damn it.
You just leveled up today.
Yeah, we didn't
I
fight
know,
we didn't
but
fight
I'm-
anything either.
Yeah, well, I'm still at level 6 for my ranger, so I can be level 7. I want to get level 2 for my druid.
Soon.
Not soon enough. I want wild shape.
Next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you
Later.
guys.
See you.
Bye, guys.